I'm charging him for this, Frida. I'm
Almost.
charging him, though.
Can we watch?
Okay, you can watch. It's nothing you haven't heard. In what areas?
51 UFOs. What's happening down in the alien bases?
Alien down underneath.
Yeah.
Last September I gave a lecture up at Rachel, Nevada, with Anthony Hilder, and of course Anthony was looking for certain information and asked me if I've ever been to, on the test site, and I had, but only on various different particular projects. They were small projects, but not for any extended period. So 3 weeks now, maybe a month, at intervals. But they were all on specific projects, not necessarily to do with flying saucers. There were some questions on the tunnels out there at the test site, and they questioned me whether I had been in tunnels, and I had been in tunnels. As far as the nuclear aspect is concerned, they have built tunnels for testing of various devices in certain mountains out there, and also they've drilled and exploded bombs, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 feet below the desert floor. But on a specific tunnel that I was in, you could fit 2 locomotives going in either direction, plus a center road with a tractor-trailer truck for hauling parts and stuff. I know that of only one tunnel that I've been in where we did some testing of a particular item, and this was about approximately 6 miles into the mountain. In a facility in that mountain that was specifically set aside for my group and my team. Those particular items that I worked on was basically technologically some science that was related to flying disc, but not necessarily for a flying disc. It was for a different project. There's so many different projects out there, and of course the facility that I worked at, that there's just too numerous to mention. Plus I can't identify code names, and I can't identify companies, although there are a number of different representatives from various different companies that are completely involved in this alien technology and the transfer of technology for the new aircraft or the flying discs.
Are you talking about the Aurora or stuff like that?
In some cases, the Aurora, where they tested various different devices. In some cases, the F-117, where they had applied some of this technology for the certain devices in the craft to more or less test them out, just like any other program that would test a new item out on something that we know how to fly, and it's a little bit different than a flying disc in that application.
So what are the latest technologies that they're using out there, the latest craft? You mentioned earlier about simulators.
I only had to do with simulators, and as you know, when they design a new craft or a company develops a new craft, there's always a simulator that's being built right alongside of the craft that they're going to fly. Whether it's the F-117 or the Aurora or any other new aircraft. Are there aliens out here at Area 51? I don't know of aliens out there at Area 51, though. There are aliens that I know of in other facilities throughout the country, but not at Area 51. There could be. I'm sure there is. The aliens that they have, there's only a few that are here. They're the Greys, or the grayish, so to speak, that type of individual. I don't understand this case about the reptilians. I know that where these individuals come from, it's not set up like here on Earth where you have the different races, the Chinese, Japanese, and so forth. The difference in those particular individuals that are on different planets. For example, you got in the Zeta Reticuli star system. There's a number of different planets there. There's Harlequin. There's Dorado. There's many others. For example, those particular individuals that are on each one of those planets do a different thing. They're not basically like we are set up here on Earth. Okay. Well, I guess you could say that. For example, I'm talking about religion now. You got Buddhism, and you got the Mideast, Arabic, religions and so forth and so on. And you got the Catholics and so forth. It's not necessarily like that. It's they only have one religion, and it's not the same as we know it. Theirs is more or less a spiritual type religion. They don't have a church they go to. They don't go to church every Sunday. It's nothing specific. How does one know that? Well, you have to go through a long period of I don't want to say acclimation, but it's a long period of understanding, and knowing what questions to ask, and trying to understand how I got it. Okay, because that information, a lot of it is like asking me what they eat, or what do they want from us, and that type of thing. And each one of those from those different planets could be different in what they really want from this planet. It could be like, I don't understand the abduction scenario. I don't understand the various different, so they speak, number of different aliens that are supposedly coming here. From what I understand, there's maybe only no more than 6 different species, if that, and not the 70 or 73 that John Laird talks about. Mostly the facilities that are located in Arizona, New Mexico. Delsey? It's a possibility.
So you're being non-specific, but they are in other areas.
I don't know all the areas. I've never been really underground to determine that. Okay, it's like I said, I was in one underground facility. It was out here at Area 50, not necessarily 51, but it was in to really get to see an alien. Okay, if in the case where you've got the confidence level, that level of security, it takes like many years. It takes several years before you're even cleared to even get to that point. If you got a Q classification, you may get a certain level. You may go up to say 10 above Q, or you may go to 20, depending on the area or what your involvement is. Okay, and how much they trust you. And say these security people that are assigned particularly to him, to monitor him, and that's the way they work it. They got security agents that are yours forever, and they monitor you and they put the reports in on you. It's not like this guy one day, this guy. It's not that way.
So they know how you work, how you think.
Sure.
Well, thanks very much. Have a happy Christmas.
You got it. That was a little bit.